This is a video on how to add schema to your Sierra web page. And so um, there's going to be a lot to go here, and I'm going to go as quickly as possible and try and be as clear as possible. So the first thing you want to do is pick a post. So go to your blog, go to blog post and pick one. You'll typically know that you have schema installed if you have a blank section on the post. So there isn't any button, there isn't a fast way to do this with Sierra. You can't use websites that use JavaScript to put AI on your website because Sierra provides schema in other places and there's a conflict. So unfortunately, the only way to do this is manually, and I'm going to try and make it as simple as possible. One of the things that we first look at is we can grab the page and then we can go to a schema validator, which is just validator.schema.com, and you can click Run New Test, fetch the URL, and then paste the page in and then hit Run. You're going to have to validate the schema on the page all of the time. And the reason why is because if you don't validate the page, it'll be an issue with ranking inside of Google. So you see right here, breadcrumb list. This is a schema that is automatically already provided for you through Sierra. It isn't that great. There's a lot of customization that you could do, but I just want to let you know that there is a page that's already there. On your listing detail pages, there is an event schema that's created for open houses, and then on the listing detail pages there is a property schema for the real estate for sale. But how do we add an article schema to the website is the main thing. So the very first thing is to acquire the code, which I'll provide for you on support.personalseo.com. This is the schema code here that's highlighted. Let's remove this. And then this. So this is the code. So and everything is prepared here specifically for that specific page. So this is a page by page, edit by edit that you have to do on all of the pages. So it's easy for me to go, whoa, you just copy the code right here and then post this into your website. So you go to the blog post, then you go down to the page, hit add new component. It is a content area that you're going to add, and then we just label it schema, hit submit, go to HTML, and then paste schema in, hit update. Nothing changes here, then hit view and save. After you've pasted the code in, which again, this is the easiest part of the whole entire thing, go to the validate.schema.org, and then you paste in the URL of the website. If you've already tested it, you could just click Run Test, but I'll just go straight. So you'll come in here. This pop-up will already happen. Press Control V, copy the URL of the page that you wanted schema on. So you can click here, which is where you edit it, and then click on View, and it will open a new tab or reload a tab. Copy that URL, go to the schema page, and then paste that URL in here. I accidentally pasted the code. So then here's the actual website that's live. Then we click Run Test. You'll notice one or two things. One, you'll notice the article will be added, or the breadcrumb list will prevent the article from being added. Four, there is a reason to, at times, click Hide Breadcrumb. And you would do that based on the fact that you want your own breadcrumb schema on the page. So for example, if this is in a category and you're doing a series of 5 steps to sell, a selling your home series or buying your home series, and there's 6 articles that go into creating that whole entire series, you can use the breadcrumb schema to link to all of the 6 articles throughout that page. The article schema just talks about the information directly on that page. And so you'll see that it has a type, the headline, the description, the image, the date published and the date modified, the category of the blog post, the keywords of that specific blog post, the URL, the type, which is again is just the URL again, the person. You could change this to business and actually write down more business information. There's a lot of customization. This again is just the simplest version of schema. The logo of the website, all of this information right here doesn't need to be changed at all. And then the URL template down here is the same exact thing as the URL through the article through the rest of the website. So there are to go from one article to another, the only thing that you're going to be doing is replacing certain items on the actual code that is provided for you. If there is an error with the code, it'll actually tell you that there are errors and then tell you what's wrong. 90% of the time, if there is an error with the schema code, this has happened. You've come in here and you've replaced, we'll say, the target, and you've copied and pasted this, but you've actually removed the quote. So I'm just going to remove that quote, hit update, hit save and view again. Again, nothing on the website changes. You're not going to know that your code is wrong. The validator, however, will pick up the error and then communicate that there is something wrong with the website. So right there, syntax error. And then you can click on it and it'll try and communicate what that is. By clicking on this right here, you will see, oh, okay, I don't know what that means, but if you go through the whole entire thing, you'll notice that there isn't a quote at the end. Oh, so the quote must be missing. That's literally it. 90% of the time, it is a simple quote that has been erased because you're copying and pasting too fast. My staff does it, I do it, everyone does this little stupid mistake, but that is exactly how that's done. So on to the next article. So we've added schema to this page. Now again, let's talk about the code. Again, I want to just show you another article and how quickly you could do schema, but again, you do have to go a little slow and make sure that everything is done correctly. So living in Santa Cruz Mountains, I'm just going to click edit. So the very first thing that I'm going to do is here in the notepad right here, I'm going to put this on another screen, but I'll show you what I'm physically changing. So the headline section, selling your home, this is the old one. So we're just going to copy and paste the post title, and now that is the headline. That's pretty much it. It's not, like I said, it's not really that difficult. It's just that needs to be done correctly. So that is done. The post date and time. So this was done on August 28th. You'll notice here in the code, I'm just going to go back and forth a lot. The date published is December 11th. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this to August 28th. So it's month, then day. So, and I'm editing this on today, December 11th, so that's the actual edit date. Okay, article section, that's the category that it's in. So all we're going to do is we're going to look at the category and then put it into the category. The description, you're going to copy and paste the description. So the category is real estate related topics. If you're doing the same thing, you will see that that's listed there as well. Category, real estate tips. So then we would just change it to, that's it. That's the category name. So we have the date, the category, and you could tell that I'm editing the code. Instead of editing the code from top to bottom, I'm editing the code based on what you're going to come to first here when you're scrolling down. So the property description is the same thing as the description here. So again, we're going to stay in the quotes, grab the quotes, and then we're going to just erase and add the new property description. We haven't really looked at the website. We're just gathering all of the information directly from the page. So the next section that I'm going to do is I'm just going to click view down here. It's going to pop open a new screen, a new tab, and then I'm going to right click on the image and then copy image address. Now, for safety reasons, for confirmation that this is the actual link, I always copy and paste it into a browser and then and then make sure that it works outside of the browser, so or outside of the website, so people can go directly there. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the image and then I'm going to paste this in here. So first thing that we've changed is that we've changed the URL. we're going to change the URL as well. So you can see I'm just going back through and erasing all of the old stuff and putting in the new stuff. So because we viewed the page, we can now see the URL. We have the headline that we received from the internal side. We have the description that we've seen from when we're editing the page. We've viewed the page and we've seen the image on the website. So what this is forcing you to do is it's forcing you to add images to your blog posts if you don't have any. This section right here, all of the author section, stays the same. You don't have to edit anything. The date published, we found that by going right here and then post published date. So that's the date that's published. The article section, we found that by right here. The date modified, which is today's date, the day you're adding schema, and then key phrases. So if you don't have a list of key phrases on the website, there isn't anything there. You can quickly cheat by taking the title, at least do the title, and then paste it under here, and then on this piece of code, and then you replace the key phrases here. So then now that's at least the key phrase. And then now the final thing is the URL. So it's easy just to, if you've copied it and pasted it once from the top here, you could just copy and paste the same URL down here in these two sections. And then that is how to add schema. When you're done editing all of this, just hit Command A or Control A to select it all, and Command or Control C to copy it all. And then what you do on the website is you scroll down to the very bottom, hit Add New Component, Content Area, type in schema, hit Submit, and then go to HTML and then paste the schema in and then hit Update. Then hit View one more time. It'll either refresh or open a new tab. Copy the URL, go into the schema validator, hit Run New Test, and then paste in the whole entire URL. And I'm just hitting Command or Control A to copy, to have everything, and then Command or Control V to paste it all in again. I'm doing that pretty quickly. So now you can see the article has been added, and it's with all of the correct information according to the article, and there are no errors on the site. And so that is how to add schema on the website. Once you do it a few times, you'll kind of get the idea. If you make a mistake, you'll have an error, and then you just have to go fix the error. It's pretty simple. There is a lot of technical things, and again, 90% of the time, the error that's going to happen is that you're going to accidentally erase a quote. So just make sure that all of the lines end with a quote. So if it has this right here, it's going to have a comma at the end, which needs to stay, but when it's referring to anything off of the website, it is in quotes, images, everything else. So just make sure that those are all there, and that's honestly the most common mistake. So this is how to add a schema article into a Sierra website for posts and pages. Have a good day.